This is food for a month, I think. I split it up into just the week that's in front of me. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with this footage. I don't really like putting stuff like this out there. My camera's pointing too high. Anyway, I thought it would do me some good because this is the part that I have been agonizing over, because this is my weakness, which is what took me off the trail last time. So I put a lot of time into figuring this out. And when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, holy fuck, that doesn't look like a lot of food. Probably because it isn't, but this is the best I can do for me in my situation. So this is my food, and I'm gonna go over it all. And I have packed up I have packed it up week by week, all into one bag. So it's not like last time where I would meet up with Ryan and I would just go through the van, what he had brought for me, and just kind of pick and choose. I am packing it into convenient, this is a week. This is what you eat. You're not picking and choosing. You're not fucking around. So breakfast for me is generally oatmeal, and this is certified gluten-free oats. I do have celiac disease. I do have to eat gluten-free. It does suck because options are minimal and I can only get gluten-free oats from a couple places. They're not easily accessible. At least not ones that I really trust, because I've had oats in the past that have not done me so good. So this is about 7 days of oats. I eat my oatmeal cold, even at home. I don't really like hot oatmeal. So I cold soak it. So I have some gluten-free instant oats, a couple tablespoons of walnuts, and a couple tablespoons of chocolate chips, because I'm a chocolate fiend. So this is supposed to be 7 days of breakfast. It doesn't look like much, and I experimented already. I tried like powdered coconut milk, and the flavor was kind of bleh. I also tried some Jell-O pudding, like just a spoonful of Jell-O pudding, but it made it kind of slimy, which is too much for me, so I can't handle the slime. So basically this is just gonna be water and oatmeal. Last year I tried to put in chia seeds, didn't really fancy the chia seeds. I put in vanilla protein powder. It made it completely unpalatable. So I know that if it's this simple, I will 100% eat it. It's just a matter of, do I have an appetite? So this is 7 breakfasts. In my regular life, I'm not a big breakfast eater. I generally don't like eating in the morning. I wake up feeling nauseous most of the time, which also means it kind of means that I do make oatmeal most days, but I will eat it at like noon. So what I've done here is I actually have lunch. I don't eat lunch in my regular life at all, because I eat breakfast kind of like midday, and then I might snack for the rest of the day. So lunch is not a word in my vocabulary, but this is different. I'm going to try. Lunch is also going to be cold soaked, because if I know myself, and a lot of people have said, well, why don't you just stop in the middle of the day? Stop in the middle of the day and take a break and cook. But there's a certain level of, I know myself and what I'm capable of and what I would want to do, and I just know that if lunch required me stopping and cooking or preparing it in any way, I wouldn't do it. So I have to take into account that if I prepare my lunch kind of ahead of time, if I rewind for a second, I know that I'm gonna make my breakfast when I make my coffee in the morning, and then I'm gonna start hiking. I'll eat my breakfast after I've been hiking for a while, and when I finish my breakfast, or bury it in the ground because I don't finish it, that's the point where I'll wipe my cold soak jar clean, and then I will prep it for lunch, and I will cold soak lunch also. And this is another experiment I've been doing because I do have celiac disease. Finding things to make is difficult. I can't use ramen. There's just really not a lot of options. I can't use couscous. However, I did bust my ass as far as looked everywhere to find gluten-free couscous. It's just made out of corn instead of pasta. But this is a bag of couscous, and then I also have instant rice. And the way that I've combined these is that I can make either or combined. Between these two, it should be 7 days of lunches. So I either have couscous, rice, or both. And of course, to go with that, I will put in some textured vegetable protein, or our newest, most favorite product that we found that we actually bought a 12-pound box of, Soy Curls. It's basically just a dehydrated soybean, and it rehydrates fairly quickly along with the TVP. They don't really have a flavor, but they add a lot of nice texture and a lot of protein for someone like me who is gluten-free and mostly vegan. That alone is not very tasty, so we have a bag of spices. In this bag I have salt, pepper, garlic, Italian seasoning, and dried onion. Also to go with that, we have my favorite, which is nutritional yeast. I also call it Snatch. So, and the reason why these bags are as big as they are is also because I will be mixing these in with my cold soak lunches and my cooked dinner. Dinner is the only thing I'm going to be cooking other than making coffee. So I've got all of this. I did buy some of these online, and it's freeze-dried vegetable packs. I don't know if I'm gonna like them, so I actually only ordered 3 of them, which doesn't help on a 5-6 week trip, but I'm gonna see if I like them, and if I do, maybe I can order some more and then Ryan can bring them to me. If I don't like them, well, that's my only option for dehydrated or freeze-dried vegetables. I don't have a dehydrator. I used to like spend shit tons of time making my own camp food, but that was back when I had time and before I broke our dehydrator and never replaced it. Dinner. And by the way, everything every day is the same, and I don't really care if I eat the same things every day. I'm okay with that. I do that fairly regularly at home. The other reason around this is because I know that this is all stuff I can tolerate, and this is all stuff I kind of know how it's going to affect my blood sugars. These things, these Thai rice noodle, it's like a rice noodle ramen. It has a little seasoning packet in there, and then it has a little packet of oil that's got some, I think it's like garlic chili oil. But this pack alone is not a lot of food. In my normal life, it is a lot of food. It's 170 calories. I'm generally looking at calories, but what I'm more concerned with is carbohydrates, because this is all very, very high carb. So that's another challenge that I have to deal with, is how can I manage this with my stupid type 1 diabetes? Back to dinner. So yeah, I cook these. I've tried cold soaking them before. They don't work. I've even tried cold soaking them in really hot water, not boiling water, but hot out of the tap water. I tried that on my last trip when I didn't have any fuel left and I was in a motel. It will not rehydrate. It definitely needs to be put into boiling water. So with these rice noodles, I also put the soy curls, the TVP, the spices, and the Snatch. So it kind of bulks up into something that I really like eating, and I look forward to that all the time. I really wanted to be able to take instant mashed potatoes, but the carbs in the instant mashed potatoes are just too high. I cannot justify it. I don't think I can manage it with my insulin needs. So that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 7 days. It doesn't look like much. It looks like a lot if I was home, because I don't eat lunch or much. Beverages, we have a ton of coffee, of course. And I actually bought this coconut something or other dairy-free coffee whitener. I tried it at home. It's so-so. So I packed a little bag in it. I may end up just tossing it, but there's a lot of coffees in here. There's probably enough for 4 coffees a day. And usually in the morning I make a big coffee with 2 packs, and then I will have like a double coffee later in the evening. I'm gonna try and see if I can drink some coffee during the day because I just love coffee. It makes me happy. Then we have a baggie of electrolytes. A lot of these electrolytes I did pick up in the United States of America because we have crap selection here. We really have like BioSteel, which I tried last time and it was gag worthy. We have Noon. I have a lot of Noon. I've talked about Noon before. But I did pick up some Liquid IV and some Propel packets when I was in the States because you can't get that here. And electrolyte drinks, I haven't figured out how much I'm going to use. Always have a bottle of glucose tablets. And again, this is from the United States. This is the Walmart brand of glucose tablets, and they're my favorite because they dissolve quicker than the ones that I get here, and they're a fraction of the price than the ones that we have here. So I have tons of these. I'll probably go through a bottle a week. Depends on how many low blood sugars I have. Snacks, that's always a big thing. I have a bag of bars, assorted bars. I think I have 10 in here. Originally I thought about, well, 2 bars a day, so that's 14 bars. And then I pared that down to 10 bars a day. Not 10 bars a day, that would be a lot of bars. 10 bars over the course of 7 days, so some days I might not eat it. I do have some Oreo cookies. Again, in the United States, we can get gluten-free Oreos here, but when I was in the States, I found double stuffed gluten-free Oreos. So I bought a few packages of that. This is stuff I need to be careful about, how much I eat, where my blood sugar's at, and I like to put peanut butter on these. So I may eat bars, I'll probably eat some Oreo cookies. I always have Fritos because they're basic as far as corn, oil, salt. And it gives me something salty and crunchy because there's a lot of sugar here. It's also high carb, again, something else I have to manage. I like these real fruit gummies. They are gelatin-free real fruit gummies. I haven't decided. I know I ate them last year and I'm probably going to like them again, but it's all going to be dependent on how I am managing my blood sugars, whether or not I can tolerate these or if it becomes too much. I can also use them for blood sugar lows. I usually like glucose tablets for lows because they are fast, easy. They don't require me to chew very much. Sometimes when I go low, my mouth goes a little numb and it becomes hard to swallow. So I like the glucose tablets for that, and they are the fastest of anything I've ever used, and I've had diabetes for almost 20 years. But in cases where my blood sugar is kind of trending low, but I'm not completely hypo yet, then I can kind of boost it with something like this without having to munch away on glucose tablets, because for what it's worth, glucose tablets are kind of disgusting. They're not something you want to eat at all, unless of course you're dying. Something else I found in the States. We have Jif in the squeeze tube, but it's just the plain old red tube peanut butter. I found the Jif natural in the States, It's not natural. The second ingredient is sugar, peanuts, sugar, but I prefer the taste of this over regular kind of conventional peanut butter. So I bought 5 of these when I was in the States, and it's hard for me to make this last a whole week because I love peanut butter, but I'm not about to carry more than this. It's already heavy enough as it is. On the same trend as the fruit gummies, I've got a handful of just hard candies, which I think I will enjoy just sucking on as I hike. We have some Jolly Ranchers and some maple syrup candies, which is funny Canadian. And then again, more sugar. We've got my favorite fucking chocolate. I eat this all the time. It is not vegan. That's why I say I am like vegan-ish. I am mostly vegan, but not all the time. I love this chocolate. Whether or not I eat a lot of this, I don't know. I didn't eat very much of it last time, which was weird because I generally eat quite a bit of it at home. Just a random bag of salt and pepper packets. And this, which I'm undecided on. It's just a little individual protein powder pack. I've had this brand before in the past and it didn't sit too well in my stomach, so I have avoided it for all these years, but I saw it at the store. It's one of the few that you can buy like a little packet of, and I thought, well, I'll make some at home and try it and see if it still upsets my stomach, then I'll go out and buy more. I had some a little while ago today. I actually mixed it with some instant coffee, which tasted really good. And so far, so good. I only drank a little bit of it because I'm paranoid. But this is definitely an option. This is a good option if I can tolerate it, then I will certainly bring these protein packs and I will mix it with cold water and or coffee, which I think will be good. The protein powder that we use at home, we pretty much exclusively put in protein shakes. It was the stuff I put in my oatmeal last year that made it disgusting. So I'm not about to pack that stuff or put that into individual Ziploc bags. So here's to this. Wish me luck. I just wanted to say this is very hard to do for somebody who has dietary issues. Dietary restrictions with the celiac, the mostly vegan side of it, and especially the type 1 diabetes. I am finding this challenging because there's not a lot of things that I can eat to, say, satisfy hunger if I'm struggling with blood sugars, if I'm having high blood sugars but I'm hungry. At home, I just don't eat because when your blood sugars are high and then you start shoving more food in your mouth, it just makes things impossible to manage. So while I'm out there, this is all very, very high carb in my regular life. I don't eat low carb, but I eat lower-ish because that's what I find is the easiest way to manage blood sugars. I know I'm going to be moving all day, I'm going to be hiking, so I have that added benefit of the exercise that will be burning some of those carbohydrates that I consume. But I'm really afraid that I'm just not going to have enough things to munch on. It'd be easier if I ate meat, then I could bring jerky and meat things or like cheese sticks because it's still quite cold out. I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit at home, and there is none of that in here except for these freeze-dried veggies. But again, like I said at the beginning, I have to think about what is going to work for me and what do I know that I'm going to manage, both with my time, with knowing how I hike, knowing the type of person that I am, what I am prepared to spend time doing, what I don't want to spend time doing, and just going to be a learning process. We are going to learn as we go, and this is going to be different from last time. I hope. Peace out, bitches. Control your GoPro. I am controlling you. Stop